to the materials being sourced and how they're constructing the shoe, I think Saucony is probably in third place for me right now. And Saucony Omni XX in for the relegation score. Pull out the whistle. Oh, it's hard. It wasn't a bad shoe. Well, okay, I'll get to the pitfalls here in a minute, but first I'm actually going to dive into it right now. I just feel like it right from the outset. Question of the day: if you could have one moment of your life captured on video or film, what moment would that be? Whether, like, we all, maybe it's because I do a daily vlog, a lot of my life moments are captured on film, but you know, there's moments where it's like, it's funny, it's unique, it's interesting, it's an experience that you just want to remember forever and ever. So what would be that moment in your life that you're like, ooh, that would have been really nice to have captured on video? Okay, I don't think I've ever asked this question of the day before. It just hit me a second ago, so there you go. Look forward to reading your answers down below in the comments. All right, here we go. Saucony Omni XX. Actually, my first time in this shoe from Saucony, and let's do the twist test. Even though it's a stability road shoe, it's actually twisting more than I expected. Here we go. 8mm drop from heel to toe. 34 in the heel, 26 in the forefoot. All right, for that medium-ish stack height through that midsole. Women's size 8, men's size 9 on your screen. Get out not the air horn, what should we call this sound effect? Wah, 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 wah. I'm actually getting 11.3 ounces in my size right now, and earlier it was 11.1, so it's actually gaining weight. That's not good. There's my score. I think I went 4 out of 10. That's one of the lowest scores for a shoe for the weight class that I think I've done in all of 2021. So it's a little heavy out there. Saucony. All right, up. As I'm always saying though about weight, if you train in a heavier shoe, you put on a light shoe on race day, a light, you know, if you trained in this shoe and then you raced in a lot of the, you know, carbon fiber plate shoes out there, even though most of them are neutral, it would almost cut the weight in half, and I promise you'd feel it on race day, through your gait cycle, through your biomechanics, all right? Through that, especially that leg swing phase, the fourth phase of your gait cycle. There we go. Upper is this form-fit engineered mesh, okay? Breathability is falling onto that average scale, which this came up on, I think it was on Discord the other day, where that might be good for the winter months when it's colder out. You might not want a lot of breathability, okay? So keep that in mind as well as I'm talking about breathability through the entire upper, but especially the toe box. This definitely is not like a breathable toe box. And that might be good for the below 20 degrees Fahrenheit type temperatures in the winter months. All right, so lockdown though, let me just double check. Yeah, even though it is semi-gusseted, I was yearning for a little bit better lockdown. That tongue, that's what it was. Watch out what socks you pair with the shoe. Don't wear a slick pair of socks. Like, wear Smart Wool, okay? Smart Wool would do better. It's a slick inner lining. I wish I could film it. There it is. I don't know if you can see it there. It has a slick feel to it, to the touch. So I felt the tongue sliding around a little bit, which impacted the lockdown as I was going through the foot strike. Okay, 6 out of 10 for that lockdown. Overall score, okay, I'm actually very pleased with the heel pocket, and it was comfortable. Not quite a full heel flare there in the back of that, and oh man, get the tank out. Woo! It is built like a tank. I enjoyed the heel counter and high build quality, which is why the upper overall is getting a solid score. We're looking at this power run material through the midsole. Now, the durometer is not awesome, okay? If you prefer, part of it is this hard outsole rubber on the medial side to help with your overpronation. Whoa, it's going to be a firmer ride, but I felt it was okay through the, not awesome, but it was okay for the ride and energy. I gave it a 6 out of 10. And whew, man, you got to prefer a firmer ride if you get this shoe for your stability runners out there, okay? Overall score, just a standard 7 out of 10. Now onto that outsole, as I'm giving scores, just so I try to say this a lot, but I do take into account that this is, as I'm talking about the outsole, like that's a lot of outsole rubber. So you might say, hey, Seth, we know that you don't like a lot of outsole rubber. Yes, but I realize that people buying this shoe, they want help with their pronation, overpronating through their gait cycle. So I realize that you need some firm outsole rubber to help with your ankle collapsing in. So I take that into account as I'm giving my scores, which is why this is getting a 9 out of 10. I'm actually impressed with the durability thus far, and even though I haven't, wow, interesting. Let me just make sure. So it says XT900 rubber on the outsole. Maybe, okay, I'm looking a little closer now, just a little bit of wear and tear. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with that outsole rubber thus far. Okay, fit true to size, 7.5 out of 10. No issues there. Comfort, the score would be quite a bit higher if it wasn't for that midsole and outsole rubber. Just a firm ride, as I've already said. Positive and drawback. Positive is the heel counter, okay? Felt secure. Love the heel pocket, no slipping there through the heel pocket, but again, the tongue sliding around a little bit. Drawback, of course, it feels like you're running with a little bit of ankle weight, which might be good for strengthening your legs out there. Just putting the miles in, everybody. Durability prediction, 600 plus, 100%, 8.5 out of 10. How will I use this shoe? I would go daily trainer, 4 to 8 miles. 10 miles, I don't know. You're just getting a little, 4 to 8, I'd go 4 to 8 miles in this shoe. I don't know if I'd want to be taking it much past 8 for your daily training out there. All right, price point. I'm actually shocked. Like, considering, I think Saucony, is there another shoe to compare it to? Man, I think Saucony, I think their build quality, okay, I'm always saying Asics and I'm always saying Mizuno are at the top for me with respect to the materials being sourced and how they're constructing the shoe. I think Saucony is probably in third place for me right now. And the Omni from Saucony is a good example of a really high build quality type of shoe. So there you go, $130. I'm pleased with that price point, and I think you're gonna get a lot of miles out of it. Boy, other shoes to buy. I'm telling you, everyone. So I love the Vongo V5 from New Balance, and then the Hurricane 23 from Saucony. I don't think it's quite in third place for my overall stability shoe favorites in 2021, but it's definitely got to be a top 5. Now, I know the overall score. All right, first, Saucony Omni XX shoe quick specs on your screen. Soak them in one more time. If they could just bring the weight down a little bit, this shoe would be doing much better for me. But there you go. Form fit, engineered mesh, power run midsole, that IBR Plus in the forefoot, and XT900 rubber in the heel for the outsole. All right. Now, that relegation score. Again, I just can't take every stability shoe to 50 miles, but that relegation score, 7.1 out of 10, and I would buy it again if I was a stability runner, but if they could, especially again, bring the weight down a little bit in 2022. There you go. Man, it's on its way. It's on its way. Saucony. All right, here we go. Comment of the day, question of the day. We'll set this guy right over there with its counterpart. Here we go, Matthias. Here we go. Just wanted to say that I love that video with you two chatting about your plans for the Boston Marathon, which has now been, by the way, registered last week for Rotterdam officially, as well as the Gasparilla Run is my tune-up race in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm registered. Key step in your training plan, in your training block and preparing for your training block. Once you hit register, everything gets a lot more real, everyone. Okay, so he goes on to say, when does one get to see real-life negotiations going down between spouses? It just gives you an example for how to do it. Oh, I don't know about. We're just trying. Maybe change if. It just gives you an example for how to do it / maybe change a few things, etc. like we did, pivoting from Boston to Rotterdam. Okay, we try to keep it real here on YouTube. All right, already asked the question of the day. Look forward to your answers. There you go. Saucony Omni. Not bad. We'll toss it to the Stability running shoe playlist right here. Stability running shoe playlist right there. All right, onward and upward. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.